I want to explain something first. Because when I look back now, it's easy to ask why I didn't see it sooner. But at the time, it didn't feel like abuse. It felt like confusion. It felt like I was always almost understanding something, but never quite getting there. And I didn't realize it then. But that constant confusion was the point. He always made it seem like he just needed to explain something to me. Not argue. Not fight. Explain. But the explanations never ended. Every time I asked a question, the subject would shift just a little. Not enough for me to notice right away, but enough that by the time the conversation was over, we weren't even talking about the original issue anymore. I would try to follow him. I really tried. Until I got so mentally exhausted that I would finally just say, okay. And that's when he would look at me and say,
You get it now? I don't understand why it took you so long to understand. You're doing something weird in your head. Just stop thinking and listen.
By this point, I fully believed he was who he said he was. Honest. Trustworthy. The kind of man who would always tell the truth, even if it hurt. And I respected that about him. What I didn't understand yet was that there's a fine line between truth-telling and criticism. And he crossed that line constantly. It wasn't just big things. It was my hair, how I wore my makeup, the clothes I chose, how I talked, how I laughed, where we went to eat, what I ordered, even whether or not I wanted to spend time with my family or friends. Everything turned into a thing, and he had an opinion about all of it. Eventually, it made me not want to do anything at all, because I didn't want to deal with how he would react. He never really told me I couldn't see anyone. He didn't have to. He would just make such a big stink about everything, or made it seem like what he had planned was more important, that it felt easier to stay home. Before I realized it, an entire year had gone by, without me really spending time with my family. There was always something planned. Church, his gigs, movies, shopping, dinners. It was subtle, but it worked. He made me feel like I was thinking wrong about everything. A family member passed away. We already had a church meeting scheduled for the same day as the funeral. He told me church was more important. He quoted scripture. Let the dead bury the dead. We had to show everyone else what was more important. I remember feeling something twist inside me, but I pushed it down. He made it hard to argue against scriptures he used out of context. When I finally told my family we were moving across the country, someone asked me a question I wasn't prepared for. They said, "Is he hitting you?" And then they said something I've never forgotten. When someone is abusing you, they try to isolate you from your family. I didn't think that was happening. Besides, even when we were dating, he said God told him we would move to a big city one day. So I believe this was just part of the plan. Life felt easier if I just agreed with him. What I thought was right was wrong. What I felt was wrong. Because when it came to him, I was always wrong. I didn't have many relationships before him, so he compared me to his exes. There were a lot of them, and it always left me feeling like I wasn't enough. If I wasn't affectionate enough, he accused me of not loving him. So I tried harder. More affection, more affirmation. But it was never enough. He told me he was used to women who adored him, who were all over him. And slowly, I started to feel like he wanted to be worshipped. I told him that sounded like the worship I gave to God. He told me it wasn't worship, but that I was supposed to submit to him, the same way I submitted to Christ. Somehow, he was always right, and I just needed to pray harder, to be a better wife. There was a rule for everything, but the rules only applied to me. Because of his career, he was often alone with women. Some of them made it very clear that they were attracted to him. I told him it made me uncomfortable.
You don't have anything to worry about. I don't put myself in situations I can't handle. Those women, they can't do anything to me.
When I asked how he would feel if I were alone with men the same way.
That's not the same as you being alone with another man. A man could overpower you. This is different. Now, if she had a banging body or something, I'd let you know to watch out for her. But if something ever crossed the line, I would tell you. You can trust me. I just need you to stop questioning my intentions and let me handle it. Don't worry about me.
He once told me about a woman who came to our house for a meeting while I was at work. He said she tried to seduce him, and he turned her down. He told me this as proof that I could trust him. And I did. I thought the move would be a fresh start, a way to get past newlywed struggles, and finally build our future. He met new people, got opportunities in the music industry. One of them just happened to involve a woman who I knew had been attracted to him. He assured me he was never interested in her, but he didn't come home that night.
I was supposed to drive home after the studio session, but it got really late. I was exhausted, like, not thinking clearly exhausted. So I went back to her room for a minute. I just sat in the chair at first. I didn't plan anything. Nothing like that. I was so tired that I laid down on the bed, on top of the covers, just to rest my eyes for a second. And then it hit me how that looked. I panicked. I started thinking about you, and about how this would come across, and how much it would hurt you. I just started crying. I told her you would leave me once you found out. She felt bad and kissed me on the cheek. Then she tried to kiss my lips, and I told her no. I swear, nothing happened. I shouldn't have been there. I hate that I even put myself in that situation. I should have just drove home. She begged me not to tell you, but I told her I have to. I will always be honest with you. Please don't leave me.
He told me how ashamed he was, how hurt he was at the thought of losing me. He seemed remorseful. So I forgave him. What I didn't realize was that my forgiveness taught him something. It taught him how much he could get away with. I didn't realize that there would be another time, and that the very next time, he would be the one who initiated. To hear more of my story, please subscribe for the next video. Like and share with someone you care about. Let me know in the comments where you are in your journey to empath empowered.